The Virgin and the Gypsy by D.H. Lawrence. Read by Peter Joyce. When the vicar's wife went off with a young and penniless man, the scandal knew no bounds. Her two little girls were only 7 and 9 years old, respectively, and the vicar was such a good husband. True, his hair was grey, but his moustache was dark, he was handsome, and still full of furtive passion for his unrestrained and beautiful wife. Why did she go? Why did she burst away with such an éclat of revulsion, like a touch of madness? Nobody gave any answer. Only the pious said she was a bad woman, while some of the good women kept silent. They knew. The two little girls never knew. Wounded, they decided that it was because their mother found them negligible. The ill wind that blows nobody any good swept away the vicarage family on its blast. Then, lo and behold, the vicar, who was somewhat distinguished as an essayist and a controversialist, and whose case had aroused sympathy among the bookish men, received the living of Papelwick. The Lord had tempered the wind of misfortune with a rectorate in the north country. The rectory was a rather ugly stone house down by the river Papel, before you come into the village. Further on, beyond where the road crosses the stream, were the big old stone cotton mills, once driven by water. The road curved uphill into the bleak stone streets of the village. The vicarage family received decided modification upon its transference into the rectory. The vicar, now the rector, fetched up his old mother and his sister and a brother from the city. The two little girls had a very different milieu from the old home. The rector was now 47 years old. He had displayed an intense and not very dignified grief after the flight of his wife. Sympathetic ladies had stayed him from suicide. His hair was almost white, and he had a wild-eyed, tragic look. You had only to look at him to know how dreadful it all was, and how he had been wronged. Yet somewhere there was a false note, and some of the ladies who had sympathized most profoundly with the vicar secretly rather disliked the rector. There was a certain furtive self-righteousness about him, when all was said and done. The little girls, of course, in the vague way of children, accepted the fact.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?